Hi, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to Wonder Snatch. Today is going to be a Chinese New Year look again, okay, and I'm going to pay tribute to Bosco's hair horns, alright? While I do a kind of a Chinese New Year anime kind of drag look. And we're going to talk about the latest season of Drag Race, The Ball, okay, and also cover Drag Race UK versus the world, and some iconic things about Maddy Morphosis at Roscoe's and Violet Chakotski on the pit stop. Alright, and if that's something to see, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel and ring that bell for post notifications, alright? Alright, I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back and I've got my gold sequin background to go for my gold Chinese New Year look today. Alright, so let's just get right into this, okay? I'll be priming my e.l.f. Poreless Putty today. I've had this lying around for a very long time. Yeah, I know I keep saying I'm not going to do Drag Race recaps, but you know, this season has sort of inspired me a little bit. I really like all the queens, and I think, yeah, some of their looks are really good. So as long as I'll be recreating the looks, I might as well talk about the show. Okay, and I'm going to be doing my anime look that I did for my acne video last time, okay? Courtesy of Scarewood via Pompberry. So basically, Pompberry did a tutorial on Scarewood's look, and I basically copied them. Okay, it's a really, really cool anime look.
Just copy them. You ain't got to reinvent the wheel. The wheel is fine, girl. You ain't got to reinvent the wheel. Ain't nobody got to reinvent the wheel.
Caffeine. This is caffeine.
So, just copy a bitch. Thank you.
Okay, this is popped up. Alright, so Season 14, Episode 3, A Pair of Balls. And of course, Orion's Story and Diabetes are back. Okay, so I think that's really, really fair. Okay, I think they spend so much money getting on this show, they have to show a bit more of their fashions before they go. So I'm very happy to see both of them. Okay, and the queens are united. Week 1 and Week 2 queens are shoved together and start to meet each other. And of course, they start to compliment each other. Cornbread does this messy comment. She's really, really charismatic. And she's always able to point back at herself and make a joke, okay? In that Mary J. Blige wig. So let's try to use some stuff that I have lying around. My KVD Good Apple foundation, which I was so obsessed with for a while and then never used. Amazing cover though, look at that. And I thought it was quite funny when they showed Willow Pill clocking Georges as a littlest one because she wanted to be the littlest one. But she does admit that in the end she's the littlest in the face. And of course the guest judge this week is Christine Chu, okay, from Bling Empire. Asian representation, she looks amazing. And on the runway she looked a little bit like Georges, I think. I think overall this whole episode was not super exciting, okay? I actually found the ball to be pretty boring. I actually fell asleep several times during it. There wasn't any like joke, any puns. You know, last time they had the ball, and they had all these other balls where people could have tongue-in-cheek references and stuff like that. But this time it was just pretty dress after pretty dress. So yeah, not super exciting. Okay, using the KVD in 1074. And I think when they brought Orion's Story and Diabetes back, they flashed several times to June Jambalaya showing really stank face, okay? And later on, she also had this interaction with Orion's Story about how she didn't want them to be back. Okay, I think that was foreshadowing. Okay, and here Ru announces that there's the chocolate bar thing, okay? So now, they're going to have this thing where each queen gets a chocolate bar at the beginning of the season, and one of these chocolate bars is a golden ticket, okay? And if they open up their chocolate bar when they're eliminated and it's a golden ticket, they are saved. Okay, and they have to sign the chocolate bars and everything. Still, I'm pretty sure there's still riggery going on. I think they have to bring in some accounting company like they do at the Oscars or the Emmys, okay? To keep this in the locked suitcase or something so they can't rig it. I'm pretty sure they'll rig it to save whoever they want, okay? I'm almost absolutely certain there's going to be production riggery going on. It's highlighting the center of the face of my white. As they're signing the chocolate bars, Maddy Morphosis gets a little bit distracted by the pit crew, and Ru does, of course, do a little jab at him. Has something changed? That I think is going to be a bit of a running joke throughout, okay? Maddy Morphosis was actually at Bosco's this week to react to the show in real time. That's a bar in Chicago where they actually watch the show live with some drag queen guest stars, okay, and they talk about it. So this week was Diabetes, Maddy Morphosis, and Orion's Story. Okay, and Maddy Morphosis actually said that they edited a lot of her zingers and her jokes and everything that over the first few episodes. Okay, apparently she was a lot more interactive and a lot more funny, but I think they're trying to portray her as this really stiff, straight man in the room. I think they know that all this is all part of the storyline. Okay, I'm gonna use my Athena palette, the yellow, because I've got a big yellow wig to map out my Bosco brow. Okay, Bosco's brows actually go up quite far, and the horn in his brows is actually quite far out. I'm doing this a little bit higher today because of my anime eye. Okay, these are a bit light now, but I'll darken them up later. Oh no, oh god, that looks terrible. Okay, I think the brows are not really working. I'm going to erase these brows. I'm going to just blend it into the yellow. And I'm going to start over. Alright, I think I'm just going to powder this really quickly and I'll be right back. Okay, all powdered. I'm just using my Makeup Forever pencil just to map out my crease, my new anime crease, and my lower lid. Okay, something like that. I just bought this new Kryolan liner. Let's just try to see whether this is good for detail work. Okay, and so they announced the two balls. There's an animal print ball and a red, white, and blue ball. I'm not sure why they made two different balls in the same episode, but I have a feeling they just wanted to have some variety so it wasn't, you know, all animal print. This white liner is not bad, it's quite thick. I'm going to use this new kimchi sheet and plastic tiara nude sensation. Okay, I'm going to use this to fill in my waterline, just like how Pompberry is doing. Yeah, so they start getting to work and they show, as usual, people struggling. No walkthrough by Ru, okay? Usually Ru walkthrough, but he might have, but they might have just cut it all out because of time. Because they have to get through 42 looks. Okay, the main strugglers are June Jambalaya, who said she's a personal stylist, but can't seem to, you know, get all this together. And in Watch a Packin', she said that she took 2 classes but didn't really practice. You know, I think they really wanted to teach people a lesson. Those people who can't so really have to learn. Jasmine Kennedy says she makes a new outfit every week, okay, for her shows. I mean, I style a new wig for all my videos every week, so, you know, I relate to that kind of commitment. And Deja Sky says that she makes outfits for other queens as well. And according to Roscoe's, Deja Sky was finished her outfit in 30 minutes and went around helping everyone else, so they didn't show that, okay? Yeah, so apparently she was really, really helpful. I'm gonna go for pretty much neutral lid. I'm gonna do my Dominic's Cosmetics. I bought this on a recommendation of Alexandra on YouTube. She is such an amazing artist. This is quite a nice neutral palette that I'll be using. I'm using this Cafe con Leche. It smells like, I guess it's called the Latte 2 palette, so it smells like chocolate and coffee and milk. Quite pigmented enough. I think I just have to pack this on. I'm going to be packing on Coffee Bean. That's much better. Carrie Colby also needs help. Carrie Colby doesn't seem to be able to sew very well, okay? And Jasmine Kennedy helps her because Jasmine Kennedy is a huge fan of Carrie Colby's mom, Sasha Colby, the pageant winner. Jasmine Kennedy is quite charming. I mean, she seems to be fangirling over every other queen and she's followed them all. I mean, last week was Georges and now was Sasha Colby. Okay, and I'm just going to bring this around the lower lash line. They didn't show Alyssa Hunter talk a lot at all, okay? I didn't think she had a single talking head or anything during the entire time they were making the outfits. There were a couple of parts here where they're showing her working where she looked a lot like Jade Jolie, I thought. And they had quite a nice moment here where they showed Cornbread helping Willow Pill with her outfits because Willow Pill's hands were seizing up during the cold because of the joint problem she has from cystinosis. Okay, so that was quite sweet, I thought. And of course, Willow Pill won, despite that. So that was really nice to see, and I really liked and I really enjoyed the way that everyone was so happy for Willow Pill when she won. Let me blend all this out. Oh, and they find a dragonfly dead and dried up on the floor. It probably died of cold because apparently the warehouse that they're filming is super, super, super cold. And Cornbread bet Diabetes $1,000 to eat it, and she did. That was an easy $1,000. Okay, now I'm going to fill in the pupil there. I'm going to use my P. Louise blue, okay, and big blue eye today. Oh, and Cornbread keeps calling Diabetes diabetical. I think that's like Diabetes' new merch idea, I think. I'm just going to paint this blue. And I'm going to use my BH Cosmetics, who apparently just filed for bankruptcy, bubblegum palette, my blue palette, a whole bunch of these shimmers. to give these eyes a little bit of dimension. There were a few mirror moments here for a whole bunch of the queens. Okay, Orion's story talks about her mother's suicide and how she's channeling her mother through her drag. Carrie Colby starts talking about her transition, and this really puts Cornbread into tears. She starts crying in the corner. I have a feeling that Cornbread didn't really identify as transgender at the beginning of this season, and maybe we're going to see that come into light, okay, throughout the season, because right now she does identify as trans. Okay, I'm going to use Pop Light Blue Shimmer. Okay, and going in with a darker blueberry. I'm going to use this to give it some dimension along the sides. It's time for the runway. Ru looks amazing. Her hair, I really like this white souped crimped hair. I'm going to try to do that one day, okay? But I find the dress a little bit messy, okay? When she's sitting behind the judges panel, she looks like she's sitting behind some sort of a structure or something. She can hardly move. I think that's why she's compensating with this whole coffee enema thing where she's really, really extra today. I'm popping back into my Kimchi Rainbow Shards palette, okay, to try to salvage this blend a little bit. I just want to make it a little bit more blown out. Okay, so the looks. As I said, the looks weren't super exciting. They were pretty much pretty dress after pretty dress, bridesmaids dress, fulfilling the brief but not going the extra step. So I found that potentially extremely boring. It is true, I did fall asleep a couple of times. I had to rewind to look at the looks again. And so I don't think I'm going to go through every single look, but you know, the standouts for me definitely were Daya Betty. Okay, Daya Betty looked so adorable in her first outfit with the two little ponytails and the polka dots. Okay, everyone else came out like in blocks of red and white dresses, and they just pretty much look like pretty dresses. Like George's 3 outfits, the first 2 outfits look pretty simple, okay, and even in Jared Paris Van Michaels, her first couple of outfits were pretty basic, okay. I mean, this pantsuit thing they were raving about, but you know, they did it in the white party, the white pantsuits and everything, man. It wasn't really super exciting. Okay, my camera's overheating, so I'm just going to take a break. I'm going to fix this eye and I'll be right back. Alright, so I cut the crease and I filled in the lid with some yellow and the gold from the Honey palette from ColourPop. Really good. Okay, so I went in with that yellow there and topped it off with a shimmer. Okay, so it's a gold lid. Now I'm just going to go in with a liner. Okay, I'm going to use my Maybelline. Okay, yeah, so the looks weren't super great. I really wish there was a more sense of humor in the looks, okay? Even Alyssa Hunter, her first outfit, she seemed like she just hot glued stuff to a corset and a bodysuit. I don't know why she wasn't dinged for that. It is quite difficult to do animal print after animal print without looking too tacky, okay? So I think it was quite a feat, okay? And Willow Pill actually looked quite good. Okay, her first look with the off-the-shoulder boat neck thing, which is a kind of style that I like also. I mean, looks a bit like Sex in the City. Apparently, Violet Chachki says it's Miranda in the movie, but it's pretty much Samantha, okay? I think this fashion can drag Instagram, juxtapose these as well. Maddy Morphosis definitely looked pretty bad, okay? Her outfits were not finished at all. Apparently the hoop skirt that she made failed, okay? So she had to basically do this whole wraparound thing at the end, really last minute. So I think, I think she was really expecting to go home this episode. And RuPaul here keeps saying that he's missing the certain or the pussina gayness. I think he really wanted to say that Maddy Morphosis is missing the whole gay thing, which I think is a storyline they're really trying to push, okay?
Listen, you've got the basics of it. You're just missing that.
Yeah, it's true Maddy Morphosis does seem a little bit stiff and a little bit more held back than the others, but you know, that's the way they're editing it. Maddy Morphosis at Roscoe says that she actually went into drag because she was trying to explore her sexuality, okay? At one point she thought she was a trans woman, okay? So, you know, and she had to hide her drag from her family. She only told her family that she did drag just before she went on the show. Every time she's driving in drag, she feels the fear of being pulled over, and even walking from the parking lot from the at the bar and everything, she feels the fear, okay?
I started drag. I would not say I was a cishet man when I started drag. Like, I literally thought like I was a trans woman. I thought maybe I don't know if I was like a trans woman. I don't know if I was gay. I didn't know what I was. Going through high school, like I always felt like I was like different. I was othered. I didn't feel like I fit in, and like all the resources online said like you're gay, you're trans, something's wrong with you, and that's what I thought I was. And like going like after leaving high school, like I went on this journey of like self-discovery of like I'm gonna move out from my parents' house, try to figure out myself, and like I literally like Not in like the conventional closeted way, like I wasn't gay or trans, but I was trying to find out who I was, and like I literally lived like a double life from my family.
So if you feel this fear, if you're hiding something about your sexuality or your gender expression, I think that you should be considered part of the LGBTQIA spectrum, okay? Maybe you should add a D in there somewhere for people who do drag. If you do drag the way it's meant to be portrayed, like the way Maddy Morphosis is doing, you have to be part of the spectrum of something, okay? I think that the way that they're trying to paint her as this cis heterosexual man is really putting her in a box which she is trying to break out of herself, okay? So I think it's very unfair that we keep calling her the straight guy, the straight guy, the straight guy. It's basically like judging the trans girls on their transness, on their drag. So I think we should really give Maddy a chance to express her drag. And you know, she is hilarious on TikTok. There's this TikTok of her with these bugles on her hands doing the dragless speech. I think it's really, really funny. I'll play it here if you haven't seen it already.
We're not here to judge your drag. Drag is art and art is subjective. What we are judging you on is your drag as it relates to this competition and the challenges that we put before you. If I call your name, please slither forward.
So she has a really good sense of humor, and I really think that we are shortchanging her just by labeling her the straight guy, the straight guy, the straight guy. And you know, I'm always up for the underdog. So you know, right now, I think Maddy Morphosis is pretty much the underdog. If I go into the rest of the blacks, I'm going to start filling in these eyes. Open the blue a little bit here. And I'm using the Sweeten, one of the darker blues. Now I'm going to go in and draw some details for the iris. Now I'm going to use my blue liner from Glisten Cosmetics. Make some blue lines too. Okay. Right. And I'm just going to use my eyeliner and just going to go all the way around. Okay, so Maddy Morphosis and June Jambalaya in the bottom, and they lip sync. Maddy Morphosis apparently was super drunk, as she said during Roscoe's, during this lip sync. So she really let it all hang out. And June Jambalaya, I think, although she was technically better at the dancing and everything, she started throwing everything off, her wig, her outfits and everything, even almost tripped Maddy Morphosis, and that really put a nail in the coffin for her and really had to, and I think that was why she was sent home. Okay, so tracing around the eye like that. That was Drag Race. Okay, I'm gonna repeat this on the other side and try to clean things up a little bit, and we'll be right back to talk about Drag Race UK versus the world. Alright, I'm back, and I think my camera is starting to have trouble recognizing my face. So I apologize if this goes in and out of blurriness. Almost finished off the eyes. I'm just going to go in and contour the rest of my face now. I think I'm going to use water-activated liners to draw my brows. My Studio Pro from BH Cosmetics. Okay, so Drag Race UK versus the world. Very exciting. I've been waiting for this for a very long time. So this was kind of like what they were touted as International All-Stars. Using some taco here. Okay, and of course, my absolute favorite queen in the whole world, Pangina Heals, is on. She's the co-host of Drag Race Thailand, and she's never been on Drag Race, and I think she's always wanted to. So, you know, this is a perfect time for her to show the world what she can do and solidify her as a Ru girl and as the host of Drag Race Thailand, which I think is coming back for a third season. And I'm going to contour a nice little cute button nose. The rest of the queens, quite good. I mean, the UK queens are Bagger Chips, Cheryl Hole, and Blue Hydrangea. Blue Hydrangea looks amazing, real glow up here. Okay. I'm actually rooting for her, okay, if not for Pangina. Her makeup style is something that I really look up to, okay, and her Instagram page is really inspirational. I really, really like Blue Hydrangea. She's wearing this outfit made by Crimson, who won Painted by Raven, okay, matte, extremely polished, okay, and I think she's going to go very, very far in this competition. I find it very irritating the way that they're forcing them to say all their old catchphrases, okay? A little bit cringy some parts, but you know, I guess they're trying to stick with what works. Okay, Cheryl Ho looks like she's there to have a great time. I don't think she's going to go very far. I have a feeling Cheryl Ho is probably going to be one of the first out, and Bagger Chips has done so much work to her face. She looks really bizarre. Okay, that's my button nose. Now to do that diffuse lip, that diffuse Garewood lip. This Garewood lip is very, very Rock'em Sakura 2.0 lip. Okay, so just flick up the corners a la Crystal Method. draw the Cupid's bow. And on the bottom. Okay, so that's the outline of the lips. And then you fill that in with red. I'm going to go for a nice red lip today, so very primary colors. And very dong dong tiang as well. I'm going to try to soften up this lip shape. It's a very diffuse lip. I'm going to go into my Sensorium palette, okay, the red. And I'm just going to buff all of this up. Okay, from America, we have Jujubee again and Mo Hart. Okay, Monique Hart is rebranding into Mo Hart. Everyone says that I look like Monique Hart, so maybe I'll do a recreation of one of looks one day. Monique looks like she is definitely gunning for the top. I think she's probably got a lot of designers working for her, so I think she's probably she'll probably end up in the top. But I don't think an American's gonna win. Okay, and then you have from Canada, you have Lemon and Jimbo. Lemon's definitely had an amazing glow up. She had this iconic verse in one of Priyanka's music videos. And I think her confidence levels have really, really increased. Jimbo has worked on his makeup and he looks like he's gonna look quite good too. Okay, he's gonna be a big wild card. I'm just wondering how Ru is gonna respond to Jimbo. Very big diffused lips. So I'm just diffusing and blending out this red. Okay, I'm gonna go in with the kimchi nude that I used for my waterline there. And then just going to fill that in. Okay, and then I'm gonna take a darker red on the inside. I'm just gonna blend, contour that a little bit with black eyeshadow. And finally, there's Janie Jacquet from Holland. She's speaking English this time, and you know, when she speaks English, she seems like she's almost like this completely different queen. And so I'm very excited to see her. So she was so polished on Drag Race Holland, so I'm really hoping she will impress us too. Yeah, I was kind of hoping to see someone from Drag Race España as well. I think this needs pink blush. So I'm gonna go in with kimchi, using the watermelon. Okay, that gives me a little bit more dimension, I think. Okay, I'm going to add a few more highlights and I think I'm almost done, so I'll be back with the finished look, alright? I'll see you in a bit. And I'm back, and this is the finished look. Dong dong chang, bitches! This is my hair horns with my Bosco brows and a Chinese New Year look in preparation for the Year of the Tiger, and also my wrap up on Drag Race UK Season 14 Episode 3 and Drag Race UK versus the World. Like my hair? I am super happy with how this turned out. And it's actually quite stable. I'm quite surprised. I didn't need to pin it down or anything. So if you like this video, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel and ring that bell for post notifications, alright? Alright, I'm just going to film a few TikToks and the follicle follies, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Check out my other videos. Check out my acne video where I first tried this makeup out, and also my last episode where I talked about diabetes and diabetes. Bye!